Very impressive CV. Russel Howcroft, good morning.
G'day, Neil. Nice to talk to you.
4 words of advice.
Oh, please, quick.
Don't stuff it up.
Yeah, well, how many times do you reckon I got that over the text over the last 48 hours, Neil? It's like plenty of advice. Of course, the other one is, what time you're going to get up and are you a morning person? And yes, don't stuff it up. I understand, Neil. Thanks for that.
What time are you going to get up?
Well, I suppose 4. I'm not entirely sure.
That's when I get up.
Yeah, I'll take it. Right, earlier than 4.
Yes.
Oh my goodness me! I'll take advice. But so really earlier than 4. I just was Ross's team was just informing me that you need to have more than one alarm.
Yeah. Well, Ross would know that.
Yeah, right. So I hadn't even thought of that. I hadn't thought that. Yes, obviously I'll have to set the alarm, but I didn't realise that you then had to set another one and then maybe another one as well.
Yeah, and then in Ross's case, you find the producer standing over the bed shaking you awake.
Oh, is that true?
Well, it's been known to happen. It's been known to happen.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So how are you on the history of the Hawthorn Football Club?
The Hawthorn Football Club. Well, look, I have watched Hawthorn my whole life, Neil, and I've watched them win my whole life. And I had a step family. And so when I was about 13, 14, we sort of did the merge, the Brady Bunch merge. And that was my step brother. He and I were at school together in the same year together, and he was a Hawthorn supporter. So I had him hanging it on me, and he still does, in fact. So, some 40 years later, he's still at me about the smart decision he made being a Hawthorn supporter and the not-so-smart decision. Although, Neil, I didn't have any choice. I was born in 1965. We won the flag in 64, and we won a lot prior to that. So,
that's right. You went with the strength.
Exactly. There was a lot of momentum behind becoming, being a Melbourne supporter. And, anyway, here we are.
Well, you've got to have that history with Ross. You've got to realise Johnny Platten was the best player ever to touch a footy. But the other thing, how are you on Winston Churchill?
Well, I'm not too bad on Winston Churchill.
Good.
I've read plenty. Boris Johnson's book on Winston Churchill is actually worth a read. Give it a go.
Okay, well, yeah. I will, but that's his other fascination. Oh, and how many racehorses do you own?
No, none.
No.
So I've been asked about the horses. I am maybe your classic Melburnian, Spring Carnival, and I'm interested. Beyond that, I have to say I do struggle. Although I was having a chat to Dr. Turf the other day and to suggest that he might be able to give me a bit of a hand at getting better at it. I'm not great at it, if I'm really honest with you, Neil.
Yeah, well, if Ross was really honest with us, he'd say he wasn't great at it either.
Yes, not the best punter. Anyway.
Well, I know you said it's the best job in going around, but you've been running a TV network, you've been doing all sorts of things.
Yeah.
You're getting back on the tools in a sense. Why?
Well, because it's the best job going around. It's a super, as you know, Neil. I mean, of course you know better than me. It's a super program, such a massive part of Melbourne. I'm a hardcore Melburnian. I've done a fair bit of radio over the years. I love the medium itself. In fact, did the weekends on AW quite a long time ago now, probably not a decade ago, 8 or 9 years ago. Thoroughly enjoy talking to people, really. I just love the immediacy of it. I love the creativity of it. That's always been a big part of my business life. I suppose I've been in the world of creativity and the commercial power of creativity. So, I'm very energised by the opportunity. Look, I'm not saying it's not daunting. It is daunting. But why not?
Well, exactly. You haven't got a law degree, have you?
No, I don't.
Good. No.
Yeah, see, there is a thing about that, isn't it? It's like horses and law. So, maybe there's some other stuff that I know about. Who knows? Hopefully we'll find out.
So in the way of the FM stations, what are we going to call it? Rusty and Rossi? What's he going to call it?
Well, obviously Ross is first.
Yeah. Yes. Very wise.
Yeah, Ross and Russ is probably, I imagine that's what it will be called. Though lots of my friends do call me Rusty. Maybe the callers might have a point of view, but I suspect it'll be Ross and Russ.
A double R. Hey, by the way, what happened to the L? Where did you lose the L in Russell?
Well, that's my dad's fault. So my father was a beautiful artist, and he just said to me right from my earliest memory, spell it with one L. I asked him subsequently why, and he said it just looks better like that, and it does actually.
It does too. It's tidier.
It's tidier, and the S's are in the middle rather than sort of slightly off to the left if you've got the two L's. So that's the only reason why. Okay. Dad said it looks better like that. It's no Will Anderson with one L or Todd with two Ds. That's not what's going on. It's just I've always done it like that.
What was your father's discipline as an artist?
Well, he was a painter, but he was also a cartoonist. Some people might know Stock and Land, the rural newspaper,
course,
and he had Sam the Ram was his cartoon. Every single week for at least 2 decades, he would do the cartoon for the rural industry. He also, this is interesting, he was an illustrator for Life Be In It. So Alex Stitt was the original creator of Life Be In It, as in the original illustrator. But then Dad subsequently became good mates with Alex, and there was a cartoon strip in the Herald Sun for many years of Life Be In It, which was my father did the cartoon strip. He was also a businessman, good painter. Dad died 20 years ago now, but there's a beautiful self-portrait that he did that's in my house. He was dying of cancer at the time, and it's him on a tightrope. It's a lovely, lovely portrait. He's pretty talented, very talented man. He could sit in front of a piano and punch out a reasonable tune.
You inherited any of that?
I'd have to say no. All of my children are highly creative. It's just it must have skipped a generation. Although my wife's family is also highly creative. So, I'm not bad at it, but no, nothing like. See, drumming. Is drumming real?
No, it's not.
I knew you'd say that. I mean, I'm all right at music, but nothing like others in the family.
What do you care about?
Gee, that's a great question. I care about society. I care about everyone getting a fair go. I get very upset with bullying. I am very, very passionate about honesty. The assumption of good intent is something which I really believe in. I do believe in good intent and that people have good intentions. And when we don't see that happening, I do get upset around that. I'm perhaps a little too trustworthy or trusting, but I do trust people, and I get tripped up when that is, when people, I get taken advantage of, I suppose, on that front. I care a lot about Australia. Australia's role in the world is something that I think a lot about. I love Victoria, and I'm a huge, Melbourne and me is. I suppose in a way I see myself first and foremost as a Melburnian and then a Victorian and then an Australian. I love connecting to friends, family, the world. Don't mind a bit of travel. Yes, love footy, love cricket, love the MCG.
Sounds like you should be doing my shit. Look,
love. Increasingly, I'm getting very passionate about Indigenous Australia, Neil, as well, and what we can do there. It's just, lots of interest.
Well, good luck. I hope it goes well. You'd be aware of another tradition that inevitably at some stage the breakfast team and the morning team go to war, so I really look forward to our first war.
Great. Wonderful, Neil. I look forward to it.
Go Demons.
Go D's. Thank you.
Russel Howcroft, who is taking over from John Burns next month.